Mute everyone?
Yes, I'm starting to record now too, Sherry. So go ahead and I'm muting everyone. You'll have to come back yourself. Everyone's muted, Sherry.
Okay, I hope that helps all the rest of you guys too. Just, with the virtual business being the part that's growing the fastest, the company really is looking at ways to help be more successful at that. Oh, Rachel says she's doing squeeze. So if Rachel wants to share, that would be, I don't know which Rachel. Rachel
Freeman. Come on in,
Rachel. Yeah.
Can you come in, Rachel?
Hey, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to unmute it. I'm used to doing it on my phone, not my computer. I just started doing Squee this month, and I actually really like it because I can go live from YouTube and do a cooking demo and have people interact in the chat. So it's actually been quite fun, I think.
Oh, that sounds good.
Good.
So it's kind of a different platform. So right now we depend upon Facebook to put out posts, videos, talk to people, create a group, that kind of thing. And Squee is a different platform that has nothing to do with Facebook. So if Facebook gets in trouble or they change all their rules again, you have a platform that you can use that doesn't. And I think you pay for it, a certain amount per month. So it's got some advantages and I think some disadvantages too, like Allison was saying. Having that, you need to set aside an hour, and it's a party that runs for an hour. People can go back and look at it and review all the posts, but it's live for an hour, and then you can go from there. What else? Anything else, Allison or Rachel, about Squee?
The one thing I don't like about it is a great user experience when they're on live. If you've I attended a couple of Squee events with other consultants before I was part of this pilot, and if you go through it afterwards, it's like you're flipping through a PowerPoint. So it really kind of sucks afterwards. But the chat feature and like when I ran my first one, people were interacting and asking questions, and so we were all bantering back and forth, and people were able to share what they liked and what they had, and I found that was really helpful for the guests. It also tracks, like you can insert games like a spin the wheel game, and it tracks what your guests get, so you don't have to manually track that on Facebook. So that's another nice feature. I think the biggest downfall for me is, one, you have to really coach your host and get a host that's going to be a go-getter. I wouldn't recommend it to somebody I feel like that I didn't know that I could coach. I think that I will stick to people that I know they're kind of a go-getter, because I think you'll have a successful Squee party that way. For these people who are just like one-offs, I'm not sure that I would trust with that, because I think it could flop. Because you want to get them there live. That's the big thing. The other thing is, I know Rachel shared that she was able to go live. I actually pre-recorded my live. So I did a live demo, but it was recorded. So the nice thing about it was me, and they got to see me and see me cook or do whatever I was doing. But then I could interact during the chat and answer their questions while it was still going. Kind of like that too. That was cool.
And so that video you can save and then use it again and again?
Yeah, so what you do is you set up your tripod just like you were going to go live on Facebook. And I actually, for my first party, downloaded one. I already did, but I plan to do it and just set up my phone and do it. And then you have to upload it to YouTube, and then you embed it in the party. So with the link that is on your YouTube channel.
Very good. Well, thank you for that. I think it's always good to know what's out there, for choices, options, like there's Post My Party or Send Share or Visibly, knowing the options is always a really good thing. So thanks, Rachel and Allison, for sharing that. All right, Nancy, I think maybe you were going to get us started tonight.
I have the pleasure of getting us started, and I just wanted to, number one, congratulate to all you guys that are still with us. Yay! Sherry and I have really enjoyed this very short, very intense boot camp, haven't we, Sherry?
Yeah.
It's been great. We've been behind the scenes planning. We talk each time. So there's some effort that's gone through it, but we're really excited because we have a nice little forum going on now and we're seeing great results. Everybody has different results. Some of you guys are like knocking it out of the ballpark. Some of you are gotten bookings on your calendar or you had none. So all in all, I think it's a real success. So Sherry, I'm going to turn it over to you because we're really glad. I know that I listened to the Trina call, and that was part of their homework. So let's do a little review, Sherry, on the Trina call and what you the highlights you thought were valuable.
That sounds good. I'm going to put this over here. So I think some of you heard me at the beginning saying that I'm doing this alongside you with I did the customer connection email and booked 6 virtual parties. The first time I've ever booked that many, and at kind of the same time. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need help. So her system, I think, was really, really good. And I know there's some other systems too, but I think as far as Trina was concerned, is the things I picked out was having that system and just being consistent. Don't skip it for anyone. Just keep your system. I like that she still sends a host packet and makes it fun, makes it kind of cute, includes the specials, the kit credit, some kind of a like tic-tac-toe incentive. So, hey, do this and get something on your board. And I really love the idea that she took a photo. Here it is. It's on its way, your host packet. Look for it, watch for it. You're going to love it. And then another tip I thought was great was making a little video. Here's what's in the host packet. She included a kit credit coupon. Now, this Trina is, she's a big recruiter. So I have to say, the things that once you get good at your virtual parties and get good at getting the bookings, we need to get good at finding new consultants that want to try it too. So she said, make sure you're on a really up. You're like, okay, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm going to record this little video about what's in the host packet. And I'm going to make sure that I talk about this kit credit coupon. I'm going to make sure that I talk about how they're going to be engaged in the party and just all of those things that make it successful. So that's definitely something in my future, is to get a little video together and to make sure I get host packets out. So, and then also to talk with every person. I think Nancy already mentioned that each time, just tell them, hey, we're only going to talk one time. And then if they keep putting you off, say something like, hey, it might be that this isn't a great time to do your party. If we don't have time to talk for 10 minutes, then maybe we need to push it back to another month. She said usually that people are like, oh, okay, I got it, then we'll get that call together. What else? Let's see. Oh, she said that she definitely talks, when she has a chance to talk to the host about the Facebook gremlins, she called them. All the little things that we need to understand about Facebook to make sure that they understand what's going on. And I loved her comment, because so many people asked me, do you do a group or do you do an event? Group or event? How many directors have had that question asked to them like a million times? Mm-hmm. And she said it's really not about either. It's about what kind of coaching you do. That if you have someone engaged and working on it, that either one can be really successful. So I loved some of her ideas and how she, when she talked to her host, compared each and every time to a live party. Like if you invited people over, you would want to say, come in the house, not stand in the yard and wait, so join the party. You would want to make sure you engaged and talk to them and not hid in the pantry when everyone was at your house. And also knowing that it's their job to collect orders at the end. You're going to prompt it, but it's really her job to do that too. So really good. If you didn't get a chance to listen to Trina Lutzke, it was in one of the, I think last week's homework or last call's homework. So try to do that. And I know some of you listen to Steve. We'll get a chance to talk about that in a couple minutes. But anything, I have, my mojo is to try to listen to something every other day, just some tips and ideas. If you are part of Coffee Talk, there's some really good calls on Coffee Talk. To find, Nancy, I think the schedule is up at the top, is it?
It's in the description about section or announcements, it's in the
Okay. Or, I find it easier to just click on photos and then albums, and it has every call all lined up right there about, okay, so the next one I'm going to listen to is Becca Yan and how to recruit through virtual parties. So I'm just making myself every other day or so listen to one. They're about 20 to 30 minutes long, and trying to just add little pieces day by day or show by show so that I don't get overwhelmed all at once. But anyway, I think what we want to do is really check on some of you and see how your week, your last few days went. Give you a chance to chat about the things that went well and the things that were frustrating. And Nancy, would you want to introduce where I think we're going to do the breakout again, right, into the groups.
That's right. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to break into groups like we did last time. And it's a function of Zoom here that I'm just going to break you into, I think we did 10 groups, wasn't it last time, Sherry?
I think so. Oh, I think we did 8.
8, okay. So let me go ahead and do that right now.
But you know what, and Nance, I guess while you're doing that, maybe I'll just say, listen, again, the groups are random. So somebody volunteer to take charge in the group. Maybe if you're a director and want to take charge, or if you're, you know, have the consultant number that's the smallest to kind of take charge. Because if you all just and call on people, call by name and say, tell me how your week went. Because if you kind of just all get on that in that little group and no one says anything, it's not going to be very effective for any of you. So we want some chit chat going on, right, Nancy?
That's right. So let me tell you what you're going to be chit-chatting about, okay? All right, so we're going to break you into, just randomly 8 groups. It won't be the same people you were in the last time. There's going to be about 8 people per group. You'll be in the group, and then the facilitator, please jump in and help, like Sherry mentioned. And your questions, I'm going to post them right now in the chat, and then I will let you know about a minute before this ends. So the facilitator, please have somebody flag a minute out, and so that everybody gets to participate and nobody gets left out. So the questions to discuss in the breakout are the 25 contacts. You should be about 30 by now because it's a little bit over a week. So how did it go? Did you get them? Securing 3 bookings per host. We talked a lot about that, and incentivizing, helping your host be your booking agent. How's that working? What did you do with that? What is your live and virtual ratio? How many live parties to virtual are you booking? If appropriate, what did you think of Steve? I mean, if you listened to his whole hour-long presentation, it was amazing. But what did you think? What can you pull from it? And most importantly, report your bookings. I got this many bookings and this many recruits. So we can, Sherry will be tallying again like she did last time, so that we know the effectiveness of this program. And then celebrate your successes and struggles. And we want to hear both. I mean, that's what this is all about. So I'm going to put this in the chat right now. Boom, here you go.
Oh, I did too. So
all right.
it's in there twice.
I have a question, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you want to know bookings and recruits, do you want to know since the last breakout? Because you already counted that, or you just want total?
What do you think, Sherry?
Probably. It's probably going to be hard for some people to know
the difference.
The difference. So maybe total.
Total.
Okay.
Because then we'll have a clean number because we know where we started.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a great question. Thank you, my dear. Okay, so I'm breaking you out into groups. This is kind of fun. Here you go. See you in about 20. Okay, here we go.
And you have to click join.
All right, you have to click join, according to Sherry. Let's see here. So it's in progress, Sherry. Just, okay. There's little green dots when they start. They must click join and they get a green dot. All right, I'm seeing how this works. Cool. Who am I with this time? Leslie. Hey, Eileen, Leslie, you must be in my breakout room here. Krista, Kristen, Chris Forch. Hey, why are you guys all on my team? This is crazy, weird. All right, let's see. Eileen, there we go. Alexa, set timer for 19 minutes.
19 minutes, starting now.
Okay, let's see here. Who's unassigned? I think we are, let's see here. 0963, the last four numbers. Who are you?
It's me, Jen.
Jennifer. Malik.
Jennifer Waldron.
Waldron. Hold on, I'm going to reassign you. I'm going to put your name on here. Jennifer. Waldren. Okay, I don't know why you're not in a breakout room, but you'll be with me. Okay, and who is actually the last four numbers? 0731, please. Unmute you. Where are you?
Nancy?
Yeah.
Alicia Etzel, that's me, 0731.
Okay, let me reassign your name here, Alicia. ALICIAETZEL. Okay, rename. Okay, well, it looks like Nancy and Jennifer Waldron and Alicia Etzel are in our own little private breakout room, I guess. How do you like that? Do you guys hear me?
I hear you. Yes. But
Okay, good.
I'm watching people's mouths move, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking.
Looks like Paula Nestor rolls with us too. Paula, let me unmute you. Paula, do you hear us?
Sorry, I just got in my car.
Okay. So apparently, I'm still learning how this thing all works out. Maybe you guys came in a little bit late, and that's why you weren't assigned to one of the breakout rooms. So this is cool. Now I see how it works. So there's only four of us in our breakout room. So what we're doing is, who would like to take charge of the question? Alicia, would you
Hello?
would you like to do that?
Well, I don't know what they are.
Okay, they're in the chat. Were you in at the beginning?
I'm on the phone.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Would either Jennifer or Paula, would you like to take charge of the breakout? I mean, to lead this? Or
I was on and had to get off. Sorry, we were at dog training, and I am actually driving and listening right now. So I can't do that.
Okay, I understand.
I'm here, and I was listening.
Okay.
But I had trouble unmuting myself and getting into a chat. So I don't know who I'm actually talking to, but I heard some of the questions about how many calls you made, how many bookings.
Right. Guess what, Jennifer? You're in charge of this. I don't want.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so Jennifer, it's Nancy Francis. I'm here in your breakout room. Yourself, Alicia Etzel, and Paula Nestor. So the questions are in the chat. If you can see them, can you see them, Jennifer? And that's all we have to go through and ask our participants how they did.
I can't see. I have like 3 different faces on my screen that aren't moving, and they must not be part of this group.
No,
so I don't actually know what I'm in. But I did about the bookings, how many people you got for to join. Are you doing more virtual versus cooking? I made a bunch of phone calls so far, a lot of them have been no's with, I think with everybody that's in my area that's going on, a lot of graduations and things, and people are just overwhelmed planning things right now, but I didn't stop giving up. I didn't recruit any, but I put my mass chat out there to see if I could get anybody, and I'll keep working on it. And I'm doing more virtual than.
Say again, you're doing more virtuals than?
Yeah, than the cooking or anything else. It fits in my schedule the best, it seems.
So you're doing 100% virtual, you're saying?
I would say 75-25.
Okay.
75%.
Okay, we just need a ratio because that really helps us. So this was Jennifer.
Yes, and I'm under Linda Homer Hurley.
Okay, and how did you do with your 3 bookings per host? Doing that, did you incentivize that at all?
Well, I tried to tell there'd be a bonus or a raffle, but I just closed the mystery host party and I didn't get anybody interested. I think they were more focused on winning the mystery host, like their name being drawn, than they were trying to get to book anything off of me. So I'm still working on that. I haven't been quite doing this a year. August will be a year for me. So I'm still trying to figure out my niche, using different verbs, what to say, what to, incentive to use.
Okay, and did you listen to the Steve? Did you listen to the Steve Joseph Duplasky training?
I think we listened to that, and we listened to Marna. Is it Marna Hurley? We did that at our last.
Yeah, that was
so
2 times ago. This was the homework the last time. Did you listen to Steve?
Yes.
Was there anything that you picked out of there that you wanted to share that you thought it was good?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure I listened to Steve. I'm actually out of work right now because I hurt my knee and I'm juggling a bunch of things. That's something I have to get on. I've been doing more on doctor's appointments and phone calls at the moment, but I'm trying to maximize what I'm doing with the business. So
good. Okay, and the bookings from the start of this, how many bookings did you get and how many recruit leads?
No recruits, 2 books tentatively for May and June.
May and June. By June 15th, we're talking between May 15th and June 15th. How many bookings did you get?
2.
Okay, good job. Bookings. 2.
I'm working on it. I'm not the best example right now, but that's why I'm getting these things. I want to learn from what other people are doing. So
that absolutely, Jennifer, that's what it's about, and you're doing it. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to mute you. We'll bring in Alicia. Okay, you're unmuted, Alicia. Oops, no. Here you go. There you go, Alicia.
Okay, it just said I'm unmuted. So, can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. Since this whole thing started, I've made about 65 contacts. I have 11 bookings, 3 in-home and 8 virtual. I have a bunch of, maybe, and then of course I have a bunch of people that I didn't hear back from. So those 65 were not actual contacts. That's how many things I sent out. And I'm sorry, I didn't write down how many, I talked to for sure. At least 10. Oh, and I got 10 no's also. So, but 11 bookings.
Okay.
And let me see, I tried to write down what you just said. Now the 3 bookings per host, I haven't been successful with that. And that's one of the things I'm starting to work on. I haven't finished any, since we started this, I have finished, 1 in-home show, and I didn't get the 3 bookings, but like I said, that's something that I'm working on and I'm studying. And I liked Sherry's idea of listening to a training call every other day. Although I kind of giggled to myself when she said, I don't want to overwhelm myself, so I'm doing one every other day. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I do like 1 a week, and it's overwhelming just because there's so much information. Okay, So I gave you my virtual to live ratio, 3 live, 8 virtual. I did listen to Steve, and I will say that it's the second time I've listened to it. And the first time I listened to him, I don't even think I listened to the whole thing because I found it so overwhelming. But this time I think it's because I had heard it before, and, I'm hearing some of his ideas through other people. It was easier for me to listen to. And what I got out of that is just, it's host coaching. It's where, I guess what he said is where we make our money is in the host coaching. So I'm learning that I need to be intentional before the party, much more in contact with my host than I have been.
Well, that's
yeah, let me see.
Alicia, that's great. I'm going to go ahead and call on somebody else so we don't lose it.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, good. Okay.
I mean, 11 bookings. That's just awesome. So you hit the number we were looking for. So congratulations. And, I think you said a mouthful when you said, first time I listened to Steve, I was pretty overwhelmed too. But then as you keep on learning a little bit more, you can start incorporating things that now make sense. So I had
right.
feeling as you did. So everybody keep that in mind, because anything new is different. Change is hard for some of us, but then as you start working it, then you understand, and then it becomes easier. Good for you. All right, Paula, I'm going to mute you again. Alicia, thank you. You are unmuted. Here you go. Paula, you are unmuted. Go ahead. Tell us about your contacts, your 3 bookings, your ratio, and what you got, bookings and recruits, and anything else you'd like to share quickly.
Well, first off, I haven't been the greatest this week. Unfortunately, life got in the way for me. And you may or may not know, I have search and rescue dogs. So I lost my oldest dog last Tuesday. And so life has been hard.
I'm sorry.
But I have tried to still do contacts. I'm up to 20. I do have 4 new bookings, but all of mine are for June, because we have graduations and parties and things here the next 2 weeks. And we have, my husband is racing, so Charlotte is the next 2 weeks, and that's our life. So I have no time to do shows, whether they're virtual and or parties. So both of these weeks are always blocked off on my calendar.
Okay, so you have 4 bookings by June 15th, is that correct?
Well, 3 are before the 15th, and 1 is after. 1 is the 22nd. So, but I still consider it a booking from this, trying to get back in life. And I have a vendor event this coming Saturday.
Excellent.
So
Good.
No recruit leads. I did want to send out a consultant connection email just to put the new kit out there. And again, my heart really hasn't been in it. But I'm trying.
Well, I have to give you a lot of credit, Paula. You had a big tragedy in your life. Your dogs are like your children, and especially your oldest one.
They are, and it's very hard. I tried to be on the call last week. I was supposed to be on it, and then we got a dog call and was on. So I really am trying, and I nanny full time. So I have a very busy, almost 9-month-old that takes undivided attention, and she's my first priority. So
okay, well, I'm glad you're on this call. So let me go and call on someone else so we don't lose time. Paula, thanks for sharing so much. I'm going to mute you right now, girl. Okay. Let's see here. It looks like we grabbed 2 more people on the call, and it looks like it's Jody Kirby. I'm going to unmute you, Jody.
I don't know if you get me back to my original group was group 6, and then my internet kicked me off. And when I came back, I'm in your group now. So
how this works, Jody. I'm still learning it too, because the stragglers get unassigned to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I gave my numbers to group 6, so I don't know if you want them for your group or what, but.
I'll tell you what, let me call on Christine Foy and find out what's going on with her, because she must have got kicked out and straggled, and I just want to make sure that we get everybody's numbers first.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to mute you, Josie. Okay, Christine, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you get kicked out, or were you able to talk and assign your numbers?
No, I had to step away for a minute and then now I'm back. So I did not share numbers with my other group.
Okay, well, Christine, I'll go ahead and ask you. What we're asking is, how did you do with getting your contacts? Did you get your 25 contacts?
I got 13.
Okay, good. All right.
But I called 1,000,000,001 people. So I tried really hard, but was only able to actually connect with 13.
Okay. That is good. And how about, were you able to try to use the 3 bookings per host, like using your host as your booking agent? Did you work on that at all, or how'd that go?
I didn't have any parties this week, so
okay.
I did not do that. But I did book 2 shows through my contacts that I made.
Good. Excellent. How about recruit leads?
Nope.
No on recruit leads. And were you able to listen to the training that Steve Duplowski did?
No, I couldn't find it. I don't know if I was looking in the wrong place or what, but
I can certainly send it to you so you can listen to it. And it's also in the Crush It group. And I believe you're a member of that group. It's a Facebook.
I am.
Yeah. It's in there too, but if you'd like, I can send it to you, Christine.
Where is it at in the Crush It group? Is it like in?
It's posted in the beginning. It's all in one thread.
Oh, okay. I must have just scrolled right past it when I was skimming through looking for those things.
I'll find it for you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. It'll be after this call. Christine Foy, Steve. Okay. Steve. All right. And any celebrations of success or struggles that you wanted to share with us? Christine, what's some successes that you had?
Well, just when I was looking through all my contacts, I was kind of like, oh, geez, like I've got a lot more potential hosts than I was thinking that I did. And making all those contacts and everything was a bonus for me. I'm also pretty busy, so I don't often get to spend a lot of time on my business, but I really took the time to actually do it this week. So that was good for me.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. So I'll go ahead and report in what I did. I was, my bookings, let's see here. I got a neighborhood booking, one that was a live booking, and two, three. These are the new ones. 2, 3 from June here. 2, 3, 4 virtual shows and 1 live show. So I had 4, 5. Nancy had 5. Nancy. And what I would say, it's interesting because I'm finding that my virtual parties are easier for me to book than the live parties. So what's happening is my live and virtual party ratio is getting flipped as I do more virtual parties. So I still like to do about, I would say 50-50 is my happy point, because I still really do enjoy doing the live parties. So, oh, okay. So now we have a minute. Let me just broadcast a message to everybody. Hold on for a second. Alexa, set timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
Alexa, turn off first timer. All right. Hold on, guys. Please wind up. Sorry, broadcast. Okay. Jody, I wasn't ignoring you, but since you already had a chance to talk, hopefully you're good with that. All right. Alexa, turn off timer. Do you guys use Alexa at all? Man, I love that thing in my business. Okay. Let me see here. I'm just going to give them a few more seconds because I just sent the message out. And then I'm going to close all the rooms and everybody will come back. Well, Katie, she must have got kicked out and come back in. Hi, Katie.
I clicked the button that said leave the meeting room.
You wanted to come and talk to us, didn't you? So now I understand what goes on. If you leave your meeting room, you get assigned into my meeting room, the unassigned people. So if you got kicked out or had to leave and you come back, you don't go into your original meeting room. You end up going into this unassigned because I didn't get a meeting room. That's why, because I get the
misfits.
The overflow, never misfits. Okay. So, all right, let's see here. I'm going to close this now, I think. Was that about a minute, you guys? Jody, was that about a minute? Let me unmute Jody. I want to talk to Jody. I see her face. Was that about a minute?
Yep.
Okay, I'm closing all the rooms, girls.
Okay.
Come back. Oh, now it says, I just learned something. All breakout rooms will close in 55 seconds. Okay, they had 2 minutes. That's fun. I'm learning how to use this thing. Actually, this is really cool how this thing goes. Yeah, it's good.
I really like it too.
Yeah, it's it allows us to talk to different people, and I've understanding now, Sherry, if they get kicked out or if they came in late, they get assigned to this unassigned room, which is me.
Oh, so you can't join a breakout.
No, they don't. I wasn't assigned, so I'm assigned to this unassigned room. So I had, Jody was kicked out, so I had Jody in there, and Katie was kicked out. I had her come in late. Christine was in there, Paula. So it was, we're not calling ourselves the misfits, but anyway. Okay, everybody's going to be back in a second here.
Jody, I wonder where you went.
Yeah.
There you are. I was just texting you or messaging you. I didn't leave on purpose. The internet kicked me out.
Yeah. Okay, so if everybody could please, the facilitators, please start typing your names in the chat box, please. All right, here we go. Sherry, you're going to take this part of it. Is that correct? No, I'm taking this, right?
Sure. Either way.
All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Back together. Sherry, celebrate. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking this. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Get your pencil and paper out. Start adding up here.
I'm ready.
Hold on. I gotta add up mine because I was a.
So while you're doing that, I know Allison was our facilitator, and she had a really good way of keeping track of hosts. She said she would share her screen and show us that if we have time to do it. So I think it would be well worth it if we can fit her in. So.
Okay. Why don't we just go ahead and start? Do you want to do that right now then?
Well, whenever we can, and then we can get numbers if you want to.
Okay.
Excuse me, this is Kathy. My computer won't work, so I'm on my phone, but my phone might die. So if I leave, it's not because I meant to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Allison is going to share her screen. Is that who you said?
Allison, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Allison.
Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my method. I have, as you can see down here, I have like separate tabs for all 12 months of the year. And so this is my current month of May, all my contacts who have either expressed that they wanted to host a show in May or have reached out, or however I've maintained that contact. But in here I have whether they're interested in virtual, I have their phone number, I have their name, I have who they booked from, because how many times has a host pushed you off and then it's 6 months and you can't remember who the heck they booked the show from, which is something I have a hard time remembering. So I always have that in there. And then if I've sent them a host packet, when they're doing their show. I try to keep notes in here, like this person, when I called, she wasn't feeling well, so I know to call her back and say, oh, are you feeling any better? I had a lady a while back who was going through cancer. So I wanted to make sure that when I called her back, I was mindful and asked her how she was feeling, not just to book a show. So I make notes like that in here. And as you can see, this is my May contact list. But if someone doesn't book a show and I move them out to the next month, I will just literally highlight the cell, copy it, go to June, and scroll down and paste it. So, I mean, that way I don't lose my contact. And I have this on my computer, but my computer is not always with me and up. So I actually keep 2 months printed at a time in my car, in my purse, with my date book next to me. And so when I'm driving is when I make a lot of my contacts, and I just call them. And then I make notes next to them. You probably can't see my notes, but like if I left them a message, I type it, or I write LM next to it. Or if they give me a date, I write the date next to it. And I will tell you, I find it very helpful to give them dates, whether you're doing in-home or virtual, because if you have a date set, they're more likely to say yes than if you just say, do you want to host a party? And so that's my little system.
Great.
Do you have a Excel, that looks like an Excel document? Do you have a blank that you could share?
Yes, I can. I don't know where you want me to send it to, but I can send it to Sherry and she can send it out. Because I just did this training for my team a while back. So.
Or you could
That would
put
be
it,
awesome. Thank you.
You could put it on the Bootcamp Facebook page too, if you want. Or
Sure.
I will, either one. I just think that's so important because it is somewhat hard to keep track of who's when, and if I'm really good at if someone books and says, okay, I want to do a party, and I call them up and they book the party, and or if they say, call me back in a few days, I got that. But it's the person that says no 2 or 3 times, and then somehow it's like, okay, it's in my calendar somewhere. I got to go find where that person is and what's their phone number. And so, Allison, I think it's just great. And Excel, I told Allison, I'm not great at Excel. I mean, I don't know how to do all the little adding, subtracting, and all that kind of stuff, but I do know enough to cut and paste cells from one page to another, and enough to use it that way. So it's not hard if you want to use it for that method.
And I'll tell you, I just had a virtual host. I just finished her show up today, actually. Met her at a live party, not this January, but the previous year in January. And she kept pushing me off. I'd send her a text and she'd say she'd get back to me, and then she wouldn't get back to me. And she literally, year and a half later, finally had a virtual show. It was like a $500 virtual show. I thought it was pretty good. So it just goes to show you, if you give up, then they're gone. Until they tell me, no, I don't want to do a show, I just keep moving them out to the next month. Or maybe I'll skip a few months and get back to them later. But that way you don't forget about them.
Yeah. Okay, Allison, that's awesome. I was just going to share that I use Excel too. I like how you're using it for each month. I actually have, that's where my host coaching verbiage is stored. And then I have a sheet for my live shows. I have a spreadsheet for my virtual shows, and it's all in one Excel document, so I can easily hop around and I cut and paste. But yours looks better. I like how you did for the months, because I just keep on like adding them all in this one sheet, and it's a lot of conversation. It's like my old papers that I used to write on. So I do like the Excel, but I use my computer a lot. And I like your idea of printing it out to be on the run a little bit more. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Very good. Okay, Sherry, let's go ahead and I got to get into the chat so I can start calling on some people here.
Hey, Nancy, maybe we should have them put their numbers in the chat unless someone has something specific to share, because we're going to run out of time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead. Kelly Myers, Jennifer Smith, Lori, Linda, Lori Porter, Linda Homer Hurley, Bridget. Let me see here. Angela and April. All right, and let me put mine in. Okay. Nancy, Francis.
So while you're doing that, I wanted to share something else too. Oh wow, look at those bookings. So exciting. Oh my goodness. In our group, we did have a couple frustrations that people hadn't gotten back to them. And I think one of the gals said she had 200 people in her CCE, and had one response back. And I shared my results. I think I have between 4,000 and 5,000 in my CCE. And I did get 6 virtual parties. I did get 6 bookings. So, I mean, look at those odds, though. That's a lot of numbers for a few parties. I mean, but those are parties I wouldn't have had. But here's a little tip, too. If you don't hear from anyone, it might be worth a quick phone call to the home office just to say, hey, I sent out a customer connection email last night. Could you check on it for me? Because I had sent those all out on an evening and I heard from no one. So the next day I called the home office and I just said, hey, would you mind checking on that for me? And he said, oh my gosh, there was some glitch. It's sitting right here. It didn't go out, but hey, I can push that through for you if you want. I'm like, yes, by all means, please push that through. So it might be worth checking if you didn't get any responses to see if your CCE went through. I mean, I wish there were a better way, but at least we have the home office support behind you to double check on that for you. Anyone else have that problem ever or situation? Rhonda says yes. I see a couple people. So just wanted
You can
to
also add your child or your spouse or something as one of your contacts and see if that person, if that account gets the message also.
Right. And that's a good point, Angela. If you are in your own CCE and it goes to you, the way the program is set up, even though you're in your contacts and you have your box checked that you want to get newsletters, the way CCE works is it will not come back to you. So it has to be someone else that you know of, your husband, your child, or a dummy email or whatever, to know if it comes. So as Kate says, I always include myself. It won't come back to you, Kate. It will come back to some other email. So thanks, Angela. That was a good reminder. So just a couple things. I know that we have some great successes. I'm looking at all these parties and it's so exciting, but we also have people who are like, just still a little bit frustrated. So my question is, why? What, with all these people calling and doing the contacts and the CCE or the emails or the green dots, why could it be that you're not getting those results? So I just jotted down a couple things that as I've talked to people over the last few days, maybe what you started your email with isn't catchy enough. It's not compelling enough. It's like, oh, good morning, have a nice day. That's something that's so common, it just doesn't catch people's interest. So you might need to change up your first line in your word in your email. And that's why we were trying to give you some of those examples on our Bootcamp Facebook page. So think about that. Or another thing I like to do is I don't really watch QVC, but watch some sales things or look at ads that come through on Facebook and see what their first line is that catches your attention. That will help you maybe determine something. Maybe you need to change up what you're doing. If you're always doing green dot, green dot, green dots, those are always people on Facebook. Maybe you need to do the email, the CCE, and catch different people. Or if you're always doing the CCE, you need to do some green dots. So change it up. The whole thing needs to sound a little bit exciting. Oh my gosh, we're doing, wine, cheese, and chocolate. Doesn't that sound amazing? What's your favorite wine? What chocolate would you have with your favorite wine? And make it sound exciting and compelling. Some of the things, the phrases that worked that we saw just as a review, guess what's new in my office? Or I'm looking for testers. Or will you be my guinea pig? Or raise your hand if you'll be in a test pilot. Or some of those were kind of catchy things. And I was just going to, I like the one too about the catalog show. This email is not asking you to do a live party unless you want to, LOL. So anyone have something else word-wise that has worked for you?
Sherry.
Yeah.
In last week's call, I think it was Bridget. Was it you, Bridget Kloft, who was talking about I haven't been in your kitchen for a while?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to share that last time. Can you share that? Could you unmute and share that? Thank you. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I'm quite sure I stole that from somebody else. It's not mine. Yeah, the idea was, hey, so-and-so, you know what? It's been a while since I've been in your kitchen and I hear it calling my name. What do you say about getting some friends together? It gets right to the point. It's cute. And, it's just a little bit of attention grabber. Yay. I don't remember where I heard it. I wish I could.
That's adorable.
I have had some results with that actually. So
And awesome. You know, one thing that I found that doesn't work, hey, we have a new catalog. I don't know, it's just not getting it, guys. So just be careful. I mean, you know what, you kind of have to put a little more catch into it because, and if you're a little too strong, sometimes that doesn't work either. Hey, I'm booking my June. Wanted to know if you wanted to get together to host a Pampered Chef party. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not getting the results that it used to. So then you got to make it a little bit more interesting. And I love that. I haven't, you know, I don't know, whatever you did, that was great. And the one that says this email is not asking you to host a live show unless you want to. That's funny. That's good. So, you know, so I guess you just kind of have to look at what you're sending out there. And you know what? The other thing that you can do is send it to your director, send it to another person in this group and say, okay, how's this sound? And be willing to listen and change it because we're just used to what we're doing and we don't realize that it needs to change up. But if you keep on not getting a good result, then, you know, just don't stop doing that and try something different. Mm-hmm. So that's what I found. Okay, so let's go ahead and this is our last call. If you didn't get, you know, we really did want to know what you learned from this, if it was helpful to you. But if you don't have the 8 to 10 bookings that we were really looking for, we still love you. And you're still an awesome Pampered Chef consultant. And the purpose, you know, what we want you to do is keep on working on it and keep on prospecting. And Sherry and I just discovered a really great resource on Pampered Chef University. It was with Stacia Smilik. And here, just write this down because this is another way of you getting bookings. And it's actually prospecting and actually getting out there and talking to people using the mini catalogs that you bought. So it is on PC University. Go in the bookings class and then look for prospecting and bookings away from parties. It's a new training that she did, and I thought it was excellent. But some of the things that I really liked about, she really explains how to connect with people face to face. And I thought it was brilliant because some people, a lot of us are not doing that like we used to, or you just might be a little bit shy, but it really does. It's a great way of prospecting and you need to put that into your business too. And it starts with being aware and just really smiling and giving good eye contact to people. Start with a conversation, bringing up something related to where you are. Like if you're at a graduation party, which are all coming up, you know, a lot of you guys are crazy busy with graduations. Perfect place to prospect. And then ask a friendly question. What's your best tip for picking tomatoes if you might be in the grocery store? Or how do you know the bride and groom? Or did your children go to First Colonial High School or whatever, you know, whatever you're in the graduation mode. So once you start talking, you find a way to bring up Pampered Chef, and she goes through that very nicely. And be locked and loaded, like I always say, with mini catalogs, and be ready to get people's contact information, or even easier, just go on the app on your phone under contacts. And, you know, I've given people my phone at fairs and say, go ahead and type everything in, and I'll send you my new email newsletter. So it's fast and furious, and you got it. So I'm just going to really challenge you to everybody, whether you got your 8 to 10 bookings or whether you didn't, to put 10 mini catalogs in your purse and start handing those out. Make it a goal to get 10 of them out a week, because it really does make a difference. And you learn social, you know, how to talk more easily with people that way. And it's a great way of building bookings also. Okay. So, Sherry, let me see here. Did you add up everything that we have there? I kind of wrote them down.
You know what? I really didn't. So we could put it back on the Facebook group.
Okay, we'll do that. And I just wanted to ask very quickly, what did you guys learn from this? We just need a few people to pop in. What did you learn from this booking boot camp? And the other question, was this helpful? If you'd like to chat, that's fine. If you'd like to come in live, we'd love to hear a few voices.
I'm not crickets. I hear crickets.
Crickets too.
So I did learn quite a bit, especially from listening to Steven's video, is even if you think the person's not going to book a party or they're never going to order Pampered Chef, reach out to them anyway, because you never know. They may not know that you are a consultant for Pampered Chef, and they may love Pampered Chef but haven't been able to find a consultant. And just from that one person booking, whether you book a live show or a virtual show from them, next thing you know, you've branched out your entire team again, and now you're covering more area, and you're also getting a lot more bookings. And you never know, that one person that you thought, they're never going to order may end up doing a stellar, $2,000-$3,000 show for you. So I really took that one in a lot.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing, Ross. That's awesome. Okay. Anyone else?
I like the different ideas for how to make the contacts was great. Customer connection is a great tool, and I never think to use it. So that opened my eyes up, because I got a lot of shows from that.
Good. That's excellent.
Good, Lori.
Yeah.
You're good, Lori. Okay. How about Jennifer?
I just really like having a fire lit under my rear end.
Okay. If I could shoot you a GIF with a fire on it, I would do that right now.
I just think all the information was just so valuable. And just it was just like just the breakout session we just had. I told them I had somebody just randomly sign up under me. I have no idea who they are. So, and I haven't been able to make any contact with them. So I was kind of concerned they might be a kidnapper. And immediately everybody's like, oh, now just hang on there. Don't give up yet. That, I have a lady like that, and she's a couple $100 away from qualifying, and, blah, blah, blah. So once again, it's why I stayed in this business, was the amount of support.
Very good.
That's good, Donna. I'm looking at some of the comments. And what Tim says, he'd like to see something like this maybe quarterly. Reminder that Bridget says tracking is everything. Don't prejudge, Patty says. Out of my comfort zone. Took the advice and actually asked people. So a lot of it was getting out of the comfort zone and just doing it. So those are great comments. I think someone earlier said, I think it was on our little breakout, that most of this information is out there somewhere. We just kind of forget where to look for it and text it or actually put it to use. So,
Terry, one of the things that I picked up from this that really was helpful to me is, like, I've been doing virtual parties, and some of it was kind of slap. There seems to be, you almost have to just jump in the water and figure out what's going to work for you, and then keep on trying little different things, different techniques that feel good for you, just like a regular party, because it's kind of a work in progress, these virtual parties. And then once you get it, then you can really get on a roll. But it does take a little studying and manipulation and changing. This isn't working, I'm going to try something more. So remember that, just don't, and I'm really proud of all you guys, because if you just say, oh, those virtual parties, I'm just giving up because they're not any good, they're bust. Well, they're not. It's just, you got to work them, right, guys? So we're all learning together. And I think that this group was really awesome in making me learn. And one of the things that Alicia Etzel shared that I thought was brilliant is that I said, oh my gosh, she said when she listened to Steve the first time, it's an hour-long video and there's a lot of information. Her head was busted and it was way overwhelming. The second time she listened to it, she was able to extract a lot more that she was able to incorporate in her business because it all made sense then. And I found the same thing. So even if your head might be busting right now, don't give up, because you're that much smarter and it's going to be that much easier for you. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah.
I have a question. I'm still new, and I'm wondering how many themes you should develop at a time when you're just starting out.
One.
Just stick with one? Okay.
For 2 months. It's the same thing for 2 months, because really, you're gonna kind of get in there and talk individually for each party anyway. If you can go in live, that's the key, I think.
Live and virtual?
No, go in live into your virtual parties.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank
go
you.
in and do a live stream, because then people get to know you and they relate more to you and they're more likely to book from you. And that's the key, is to get bookings, in my opinion. Okay, Sherry, I'm going to tell them a little bit more about what we did with the survey. Okay, we need to know if this was a good thing. It sounds like you liked it, but what we did is Sherry and I came up with a survey, a Google Doc. We just love those Google Docs. So it's forms, Google Forms. So you're going to be getting an email, right, Sherry? You're going to email it to them all?
Right.
Google form. And we want you to fill this out. Every one of you fill it out. And please be honest, okay? Because it'll help us evaluate whether this is worth doing again and tweaking for the next time we do decide to do it. And we also need to see who is eligible with their 8 to 10 shows on their calendar, because that was our original goal. So some of you have it, some of you don't. And we would like to continue with more training for those that actually did get the 8 to 10 shows on their calendar, because we promised that we would do that for you. So we just really wanted to thank you. We will we're going to plan on, I think Sherry and I said, hey, we thought this was a good format. It was pretty succinct and we got it all planned. So we would like to repeat it in July, right before conference, right, Sherry?
Yep.
And we actually even came up with some dates. July 1st, July 8th, and July 15th. We're going to do it again. And this way you'll have more time to get more contacts. And for those people that did hit the goal of 8 to 10, we will move on to more personal one-on-one trainings with you. And basically you'll hear more from us from that. Right, Sherry?
Yep. Thank you. And hands off to you guys. You did a great job. I love being pushed out of my comfort zone too. So I'm giving myself a little pat on the back, and we will get that survey out to you tonight, and please send it back to us. And we're super excited and just really want to thank you guys, and let us know what July 1st, 8th, and 15th are Monday nights.
Monday nights.
So you can write that on your calendar and start getting your team on board for adding bookings to their calendar. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much.
Okay. Yay! Yay! All right, you guys. Look at this. I love the chat. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Stop recording. Hold on for a second.